It's awesome to be here with you today to share a mindful moment. My name is Patty and I'm with Calmer Choice. And today, what I thought I'd like to really review with you, remember with you, and talk about with you is our brain. So remembering the different parts of the brain that we talk about in Calmer Choice, we have our prefrontal cortex, which is the front part of the brain. I have a model here, so if I were to hold the brain up, brain sits in my head kind of like this. So this part of the brain right here is the prefrontal cortex. And that we refer to as our wise one, so our wise owl. And that's because it's the thinking part of our brain. It's the part of our brain that helps us to make wise choices, helps us to calm down when we might be upset or angry. It's a part of our brain that's engaged when we're learning and problem solving. It's very important. And then we have the other part of our brain, which we refer to in Calmer Choice as the alarm, or sometimes we might refer to it as the guard dog. And why do we call it the alarm or the guard dog? Because what does a guard dog do? Wants to keep you safe. And so the alarm or the amygdala is the part of our brain that keeps us safe. It keeps us safe from danger, helps us to react, to respond quickly, no thinking aloud. So when the alarm is engaged, when the amygdala is firing off, the prefrontal cortex is shut down, and it helps us to respond by either fighting the danger, fleeing from the danger, or maybe even freezing from the danger. But the thing about the amygdala is sometimes it gets fired off when there really isn't a dangerous situation. And so maybe when you might be home and a brother or a sister or someone in your family does something to annoy you, to irritate you, aggravate you, you get upset and you might react to them in unkind words or maybe even doing something unkind physically. So it's important to have our prefrontal cortex up and running so that we can quiet down the amygdala and really know when there's a situation that we might not really need you. We might not need our alarm system, right? So I like to share this at times. We have the glitter jar. So sometimes when I get reactive, and that's kind of happening a little bit for me right now because I don't get to do what I want to do. I can't get out and see my friends. And so I have a little bit of a irritation, frustration going, some impatience. And sometimes I just can't think straight and I might react without really wanting to react. I might say something unkind. But when I take the time, and that's what mindful awareness does for me and for us, it's that stopping, pausing, noticing what's happening. When I take that little bit of time, see how much it was just a little bit of time, kind of those strong emotions, maybe that anger settled down. There's a little bit floating around still there, but I can start to see more clearly. So my wise owl is up and activated, and that helps me to make good choices for myself so that I'm not hurting anyone or hurting myself. So I wanted to pay attention to the breath for a moment today. I'm going to teach another strategy where we can bring our attention to the breath, and we can do this anytime. We're always breathing. So it's called counting exhales or mindful minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to count our exhales, which is the out breath, for just a minute. I'll keep track of the time. I'll say begin. And once I say begin, you'll just start counting every exhale. And when I say stop, then you'll stop and remember your number. That'll be your special number, right? So I'm going to get my timer going here. Sorry, should have had it up and running. So let's just take a moment to just find that place where you can most easily connect with the breath. We can actually feel the sensation of the breath. For me, it's right in this chest area. So it might be your belly, your chest, maybe at the tip of the nose, you can feel the air. And when I say begin, start counting your exhales. Begin. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Keep counting. Keep counting. Keep counting. Stop and remember your number. So what was your number? My special number is, it's usually around 9. I usually have 9 exhales in a minute. So this is your special number. So, anytime during the day, and I would ask you maybe when I sign off here that you write down a time in your day where you'll make a special time just to stop and pay attention to the breath for that number of exhales, your mindful minute. And it's also something you can use when maybe you notice that your amygdala, your alarm system is going off, you're feeling some of those challenging emotions like anger, worry, sadness, and just take the time to just stop, count those exhales, and see if you can get your prefrontal cortex, your wise one, back up and running and maybe calm the self down. Thanks, friends. It was good to be here with you today, and I look forward to sharing another mindful moment with you again soon. Take care. Be well.